Okay, real talk. If you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for the housing market to finally tilt back towards buyers, guess what? It's happening. 7 of the nation's biggest cities are officially buyers markets right now. But before you start practicing your lowball offers, here's the twist. Sellers are fighting back by pulling their homes off the market. Let's break down what's really going on. Hi, I'm Sarah Breck, your Boise-based real estate guide. I translate the chaos of housing data into something you can actually use so you can make smart decisions without needing a PhD in economics, and trust me, today's numbers are worth knowing. Section 1, the big picture. According to Realtors.com's August 2025 Housing Market Trends Report, the U.S. finally reached 5 months of supply this summer. Translation, if no new listings came online, it would take 5 months to sell everything currently for sale. Here in Boise, we're at 3. Now that number matters because it's the housing market's version of a balanced scale. Under 4 months, seller's market. Between 4 and 6, balanced. Over 6, buyer's market. So with 5 months nationally, we're in the middle, a balance we haven't seen in nearly a decade. That means buyers are starting to regain some leverage, but the real story is what's happening in the individual metros. Section 2, the 7 buyer markets. Out of the top 50 metros in the US, 7 are now solidly in buyer's market territory. Let's run through the highlights. So Miami, Florida, leading the pack with a whopping 9.7 months supply. That's nearly 10 months of homes just sitting on the market. Inventory is up 35% compared to last year, and listings are still 15 to 16 days longer. But, and it's a big but, Miami isn't one size fits all. Single family homes under 500K, basically extinct. Condos under 500K, that's where buyers have the most leverage, thanks to new condo reserve rules pushing supply higher. Austin, Texas, coming in at 7.7 months of supply. This former boomtown is cooling quickly. Nearly a third of listing has price cuts in June, and median prices have slipped under 500K. Austin only crossed into the buyer's market territory this summer, but it's already feeling different compared to its pandemic frenzy. Orlando, Florida, the land of Disney, is now also the land of buyer leverage. With 6.9 months of supply, inventory is up 34% year over year, prices are down, and homes are still longer. Orlando has technically been in buyer's market status since January, but it keeps getting more favorable for buyers. New York City, yes, really, at 6.7 months of supply, the Big Apple is looking surprisingly soft. Prices per square foot are actually down 4 to 5% year over year, even if the sticker price looks steady. It's one of the only Northeast metros consistently ranking cooler on Realtor.com's hottest index. Jacksonville, Florida, 6.3 months. Prices are dipping, inventory is jumping, and discounts are common. Tampa, Florida, also 6.3 months. Florida in general is seeing more leverage shift towards buyers. Riverside, California, 6.1 months. This one's notable because Riverside has also been seeing a lot of delistings. More on that in a moment. Section 3, the buyer's advantage with a catch. Now, more supply typically equals more negotiating power. Think longer days on market, more price cuts, more opportunities to ask for concessions like rate buydowns or closing cost help. But here's the curveball. Many sellers are refusing to play ball. Instead of cutting prices, they're yanking their listings off the market. In July, delistings nationwide jumped 57% year over year. That means more than half again, as many sellers simply said, nope, not selling right now. And in metros like Miami, Phoenix, Riverside, and Tuscan, delistings surge even higher. So buyers might walk in expecting leverage, but if sellers just take their toys and go home, the market doesn't loosen as much. Section 4, the bigger trend. So what does this mean if you're a buyer? If you're shopping in places like Miami, Austin, or Orlando, you'll see more options, longer days on market, and better chances at negotiating. But you also need to understand your segment. Miami condos under 400K, negotiating power. Miami single family homes, not so much. If you're in a balanced market like Boise, where I am, you may feel like you not have as much leverage, but you're not walking into a frenzy either. In these situations, it really takes having a powerful strategy with a local agent and lender. So for me, I have been able to get all of my past buyers this year with seller credit, just closed on 13K in seller concessions to help my buyers get their rate down. So deals are out there. Nationally, with affordability still stretched by high mortgage rates, this fall could be a strategic time for buyers who are ready. Historically, fall is when inventory lingers and other buyers drop out. That can give you some quiet negotiating room, even if sellers are stubborn. So are we officially in a buyer's market? In some metros, yes. Nationally, more like a cautious balance. Think of it as a tug of war. Buyers are gaining strength and sellers still have some tricks up their sleeve, like delisting until conditions improve. If you're thinking about buying, the key takeaway is this: know your market, know your price segment, and work with an agent who understands the local dynamics. The data says opportunity is opening, but whether you can grab it depends on where and what you're shopping for. I'd love to hear from you. Do you think sellers pulling listings is a smart strategy or just delaying the inevitable? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're in Boise or thinking about making a move, I'd be happy to walk you through what the national trends mean locally. Hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you in the next one.